there, pen fans. This is Dave, and I've been doing a long-term review or evaluation of the Edison Jameson. And along with that, I like to do my daily planning and tracking with a plotter journal, and the grids are pretty small on that, so I like to use a fine or an extra fine pen. And this month, I've been using this Lamy Dialog 3. I've had it for a long time. Well, not a long time. It's been about a year and a half now. I purchased it at the Lamy San Francisco flagship store. And I've only used it for a couple days here and there, and then I would put it away, and then a couple more days and put it away. And I thought it was time to commit to it and find out exactly what kind of a pen it was and how it worked. I think a lot of really good engineering went into this pen, but I feel like it fell short in a number of ways, and I kind of wanted to cover that with you. Let me preface this by saying that Lamy is one of my favorite pens. The brand has been around for quite a while, and they're based in Germany. This is the Lamy 2000. This was designed in 1963, and it is a beautiful pen that looks like it was designed, this decade. It's made out of Macrolon. It's got an enduring design that is very iconic and has been copied, and I think it just stands out in the pen world. And that's true with a lot of Lamy products. I also have an example of a Lamy Safari here, which is very approachable pen. It's a good starter pen. I think this is just, a really brilliant design for what it's intended, and that is an inexpensive yet collectible fountain pen. Very functional. This clip here is, not very expensive to produce, but it has a style to it. It has an ink window, despite it being a cartridge converter pen. And it's got a very consistent writing style. And I think that's one of the things that people really love about the Lamy Safari. This, of course, is a little bit different. This is the Lamy Dialog, and the price is, Lamy Dialog 3, and the prices have fluctuated since I purchased this. I think I got it for around $350, so this is not a cheap pen. And when you're talking about a pen in this price range, you kind of set the bar a bit higher than you would with a Lamy Safari. And I think it just falls short of what I would expect of a pen at this price point. Let me say that there's a lot of really great engineering. I think I've already said this, but let's go through it and see what some of those things are. First of all, it's a retractable pen. And as far as I know, this is Lamy's only retractable pen, except for other models of the Dialog. A very sleek design. It has what I think is PPMA resin here, which is an acrylic resin. Comes in a number of colors, I think 4 or 5 different colors, and there's been some special editions out there as well. To deploy the nib, which is hidden behind this little dome in here, and if I twist the pen, you'll notice that the lines here move away, and you'll see the nib come out. And if you look at it from this angle here, you'll see that the little door opens first. So I'm going to twist it now, and then the nib comes out. And this is a pretty large nib for a retractable pen. I mean, if we want to compare it to, for instance, a Pilot capless or Vanishing point, the nib is just monstrous by comparison. And it does have a gold nib too. So that's one of the reasons this is an expensive pen. The next thing you might notice is this clip, which is hinged here. There's kind of a fulcrum here, And you'll notice that it kind of dips in there. And what's happening is as I open the pen, deploy the nib, you'll see it retract into the body of the pen. And what that's supposed to do is avoid the issue that people were having with the vanishing point, and that is the clip in the way. Now, I've never found it to be annoying, but some people have, and it's probably cost Pilot some sales. So this was their answer to that, is having the clip retract into the body of the pen somewhat. And it just barely stands out now. Let's show you how to fill it. Once it's in the retracted position, you continue twisting in the counterclockwise direction. And this unscrews the top of the body. And then here we have the converter. So to fill the pen, you remove the converter, which is threaded in as opposed to the notch system that the Vanishing point and other pens have. And this is your whole nib unit. Then you can just dip this into the ink, twist this in a counterclockwise motion to force the ink out, and then clockwise motion to draw the piston back in. You'd have a full filling at that point, and dab off the nib unit, getting rid of any excess ink, and then you put it back in this way. Once you've done that, it has locked in to the correct position. You don't have to do any alignments or anything like that. There's only one way this will go in, and it will always be at the horizontal to the paper once it's stopped. So put this back on, and you'll notice the O-ring here, which is supposed to also help with the drying. And there you go. This is all well and good, but how is it for writing? Well, one of the problems I have with this pen is this section, which isn't really a section, it's just part of the body. This would get uncomfortable after a while. My fingers would not have any place to stop, and then eventually I would wind up like almost holding on to the nib, and that caused me to have to hold on to it with a death grip. And I just haven't learned to loosen up while I'm writing, and I didn't feel like it was very comfortable. It's also an extremely heavy pen, and that doesn't help out with the problem with the grip. Another problem I had with this pen was that despite all of the machinations that are going on inside of the body of the pen here, it really looks like it should prevent it from drying out. It didn't. I would always have a problem false starting if I hadn't used it like in 24 hours, because say I used it to do my daily planning and then came back the next day to do more daily planning, it would not want to start. It was easy, didn't take long to get it to go again, but still it was not starting after a fairly short amount of time. I have a lot of other pens that don't have that issue, and I have a lot of vanishing points, etc., that also don't have that issue. Those are two of the biggest problems I had with this pen. If you include the weight also, that would be 3 problems with the pen. As far as the aesthetic is concerned, I'm okay with it. It doesn't look like what I would consider to be a traditional pen, but I still think it's an interesting looking pen. And it was fun to write with, at least while after it got started. I just didn't like writing with it for very long. Now, Lamy also makes another dialog called the Dialog CC. It doesn't have a clip. Instead, it has a roll stop, which looks like a little button here. It works the same way, and I don't know if they've made any changes or not to the nib door here. So I'm going to need to check that out at some point in the future. For now, I'm probably just going to stick this on the rack, and maybe at some point I'll sell it or give it away. I'm not sure. Do you have a Dialog or Dialog CC? And do you have issues with it drying out or the section feeling uncomfortable after a while? Let me know in the comment section down below.